I'm
For
Tiana with TianaSmithCoaching.com. Thanks for joining me here today. I'm live on Zoom and then I'm also live on Facebook and I'm going to be taking questions. So here's how I'm going to run this. As advertised, today I'm going to talk about how to hack your competition online to analyze them, analyze your ideal clients, and then how to take that information and better market and monetize your own business. So I'm going to do a really just hands-on, really fun approach, which is an enjoyable process for me to do what I'm about to share with you. If you could type a number one in the comments, if you're live with me, and type live in the comments, or replay if you end up watching this in replay. And I'm going to just double check it's playing over here on my phone in the other window and make sure we're good. So I'm seeing it and I'm gonna see if I can hear it. Yep, and I can hear it. So, but if you can put in the comments. So what does this actually mean? I'm gonna dive in, but I want to share with you what this actually means. And so how I learned this method was really a hands-on approach. About 10 years ago now, I was in the middle of my master's degree in marketing. And before this approach, by the way, this is actually based on an approach I learned as a teenager in the music business, learning how to get paid gigs. But this is how it applies to social media marketing and modern marketing. Okay, so the concept is that if you know who your ideal client is, so feel free to put in the comments, what is it that you do? Let's all share with each other. What do you do exactly? Then, if you know who your competition is and that your competition has followers who would also be your prospects, and look, we're not stealing anything, we're not going to copy anything, but just understand the same way that we all have a Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube Music playlist, there's more than one artist that we listen to, right? Life would be kind of boring if there was just one band and one singer songwriter. No, there's thousands and thousands, if not millions, right? And the same for your business. So what we're doing is a very abundant mindset, like hack. So I'm going to go in depth. I'm going to share my screen and just go with you organically through this. But when I was starting my business years ago, I was more in an agency mode. Now I do more courses and coaching. I don't do done for you. I don't market somebody's business. I might do a done for you funnel, but I'm not going to go and log in and post on your behalf. That's agency work, social media marketing agencies. But I did used to do that. So being somebody who has done social media marketing for men, celebrities, women, doctors, people who've been on Dr. Oz, whole companies, fitness companies, award-winning companies. And even this was a really interesting one I like to share. It was a 9/11. It was 911, also 9/11, but it was an emergency supply warehouse. I mean, people love this stuff. So I would have to figure out if I was going to post for these people that I'm not them. So I had to figure out once again who their ideal clients were and also who was their competitors. And by figuring out who their competitors were, I could then go check out their competitors, find the best in the field, because through the internet, we can, with the click of a button, see somebody in California or Texas or Canada or Australia, right? Like we can go online and we get to hit the whole world. That's the cool part of this. So if you can't, I get so excited about this. So what I would do is I would go find their competitors, usually their three top ones, and then I would break it down. I would figure out what posts were doing better, what kind of branding were they using. And here's a cool thing. And I'm going to break this down for you visually in just a minute, but I want you to understand why this works and why it's an important tool you can use when you're trying to monetize yourself and market your business. See, if somebody has 1 million followers and you only have 1,000 or even 100, but you're going for that field, you're going for that niche, what you can do is you can then go analyze their numbers. Okay. So I'm just going to dive in and go for it now, but put in the comments if you can see me and hear me, and also put in the comments what you do at the end here. If you would like some help with figuring some things out, if we have some time, I'm going to If you have any questions about it, put it in the comments. If you're here on Zoom with me, put it in the comments, put it in the chat message, and I'm going to get to all your comments. I will check things out for you. So let's do it. I'm going to start with me because it's my business. And so I'm going to share with you how I personally do it for me. Are you guys excited? So as I'm sharing this, sometimes people, the word competitor sounds negative. It's not that. It's that maybe they sell something that's similar to yours and maybe they're further along than you and they have millions of followers instead of thousands. Okay, let's go check it out. Okay, so I pulled up here a few people that I like. Well, I think I pulled it up. Let's go in. I'm going to close all windows. I was going to leave some of these open, but we're going to give up on it right now. So one thing to do whenever you're doing anything, I'm going to leave Instagram open because we're going to come back to that. ClickFunnels is going to close. We're going to close all windows except what we're going to open, because then what I'm going to do is reopen a bunch of these tabs and we're going to come back to it in a minute. Okay, so let's do that. She's actually somebody I really love, so we're going to leave her open. So here's Leonie Dawson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up I'm going to pull up Amy Porterfield in one window. She's a competitor. Also, someone I work with that I've gotten to be featured on her stuff, but still a competitor, meaning her people who buy Digital Course Academy or her list building are a lot of times clients. It's not just like competitive where you're in the same space. It's also like, would her clients buy from me? That's something you need to ask. So you need to make a list. So number one with an action step is you need to list at least 3 to 5 people who are online competitors of your space, meaning your people would like buy from those people too. Kat Conroy, definitely not a competitor necessarily. She does Instagram marketing. I don't teach Instagram marketing. However, she teaches how to monetize yourself online only through Instagram. However, if I'm in her course, and she's got 157,000 followers, and I only have a couple thousand on Instagram. I have about 30,000 between Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. But, you know, that's a lot more than me. Amy's got 275K. Now, my top guy, who I love so much, and I recommend so much. And also, it can also, not only can it be a competitor, do at least 3 competitors, but and I'm going to show you the difference on Facebook and on Instagram is Sabri Sivi. And I'm going to go get his on Instagram also. So this is what I'd personally do if I was doing even just this research on my own. We'll go to Instagram one more time. So I'm going to kind of do them on Instagram versus Facebook. And we're going to go person by person. So we're going to start here. He's at 99.5K followers. Now, one thing I want you to look at too is everything converts a little bit different. And I'm actually going to go to his YouTube. I'd like to see how many followers is why. So this is what I do. Like I honestly get into curiosity mode. Okay. So I want you to check out different numbers. Some people are better on, you know, one thing compared to another. So he's got 35,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got 1.3 million followers on Facebook. So that's obviously his most popular one because he's got 99.5K followers. Now, the other thing is he's the owner of King Kong Marketing. So I'm going to go here. And this one only has 29K followers. That's very interesting to me, probably because there's a lot of business owners. So we're going to check out, I'm mainly just going to stay on his personal page. And so I'm going to delete the YouTube one because we're really going to focus on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. So I'm over here on Instagram, 99.5K followers. And then over here on his Facebook, wall. So this looks like his personal one. I want to go find his business one. So let's go to the page, which has 1.3 million followers also. So it looks like they changed things. Sabri Sivi official page. Yep. Okay. So what would I do if I was either just starting out or wanting to do some extra work on my social media marketing? Well, first of all, Sabri's vibe is not my vibe. He's a guy and he runs an agency. If I was going to look at more design inspiration, which I have her course and I love her stuff, she is my number one from a design branding aesthetic, is Kat Conroy. So I want you to understand, I'm going to analyze these from different perspectives. One is going to be from branding design, which I think she does the best job. Then Amy's, I'm going to be looking at, it's not a consistent brand here, but she obviously does really well. And she's in the middle of a launch, but you can see hers is all a little mix match. It's not following an Instagram vibe. Kat's whole thing is all about branding your Instagram, kind of like a website wall. You can see the difference. And then Sabri's, he does very branded stuff typically too. And it's going to be usually that very masculine approach of black with a white font instead of white background, black font. And that's okay. It looks good. He's got the flame. This is something similar to Gary Vaynerchuk I've seen as well. So when I go down here, first, I'm always looking for patterns, and Instagram is nice to see the patterns more quickly because Facebook has a lot going on, right? It's got all this space. It's got all this. We have to kind of scroll here, or I could go click on see all photos and kind of see some themes. However, because it's got videos, it's got other people posting. So there, if you click on his photos, you'll start to see the theme. But clearly, so Instagram is the place you want to come to get somebody's visual branding theme. So put that in the comments. Instagram to see the visual branding theme, like what patterns are they sticking to? So do you see this? So again, Amy's is going to be content, multimedia content that somebody's probably helping her put together for her. And she's following a lot of these reels. She's kind of a person that's going to follow what's going on. Kat has stayed the same all these years. She's really sticking to a consistent type of branding. Obviously, she's got a vibe. Right now, she just rebranded it because I followed her for a while, and she's changed her colors to more of these earthy tan colors. She's super good with the graphics. She's a professional brander, fancy stuff for sure. And she went through here and redid all her stuff. You'll see duplication of posts. So when I'm looking at this, if I was going to take this myself, for example, I would come and let's say I was trying to figure out how did she do that? Then I would probably screenshot something like this, for example. And then first thing I would do, there's a few things, like I said, I'm going to hack. I'm going to hack design and branding first. It's easy to hack that. Getting into the strategy of a post and why it does better than other posts takes a little more time. So I'm always going to get the easy win first. So for example, if we come over here and I wanted to go create a design, let's say it's an Instagram post. Well, I took a screenshot of Kat's thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the media, the screenshot, right? And I'm going to copy this kind of vibe. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to be like, how did she do that? I just love this vibe. It's super cool. This is just a design element. So what I would do is I would come over here on Canva, I'd come to photos and I'd search like person opening a journal. Like I'm going to try to find an image that's similar with the hand. So here's one that's kind of similar, right? So it's not my hand. I don't think that's her hand either. So I could come here and do this. Now it's a little dark. See how light this one is? And this one's really dark. So I might grab, maybe it's this one. That's a little better. Again, it's still dark. Now, what you can do with this kind of thing is you can always come here and you can edit the image and go to filters to see if you can get it a little brighter. I just don't think this one's going to work. I think it's just a little bit of a weird coloring. So maybe it's this one. I'm just sharing with you how those are like kind of guyish socks. So I wouldn't use that one. And maybe if like you're not finding something you love, you can always just, you can grab this. I don't know if that's a weird. We're going to grab something else. We're going to say open journal. This is where you can like kind of play and see if you can find something you like. And yeah, it takes a little bit of time to figure these things out, but then you have a system for yourself. So let's say it was this one. I like this one the best out of all those. And I'm going to make this picture. So it's a little different. There's no hand, but I'm going to come over here and then I'm going to add some text. And then this is where I can put my own quote. So I can say something like, never, never, never give up. And then maybe I'll quote it with Winston Churchill. And maybe I'll make it tinier because I felt like it looked a little bit better, like tinier. Then I'm going to do this. We're going to say Winston Churchill. Gonna make that tinier still. Hey, now let's make it tinier, right? And then I'm gonna go put like over here, she put her thing on the side. I like that. So I might do something like that where I'll go down here and I'll be like, okay, we're just gonna do it at Tiana Smith Coaching. See what I mean? So it's just that you're getting a similar vibe. Let's say this was your vibe. So then what else I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of these, right? So let's say I come to Amy's. Now, Amy's isn't quite my vibe from a design standpoint, so I'm not going to copy Amy's. If I was going to copy another one of hers, like maybe I do something like this, just to give you guys the, or maybe this one reminder, right? So that I might just have open. Oh, hers is going to a cool video, which is really cool. She's so fancy. I don't even know how to do that. So I would have to do some research or go into a course, which I bought, and learn this, right? Because this is fancy. So, but let's say I was just doing one that was not a video. Oh, I see how she did that. She did that as the video image. And then this is her live stream. Okay, I get it. So this, for example, let's say I wanted to do this one. This is again also a video. So all that to say, whatever way you want to do it, she's taking, like, you could take different vibes. Let's say you wanted a TV on here. So again, you can go to elements and you could either say old TV. See how there's like these TVs. So you could grab this. You can put this TV on your Instagram feed. People don't realize like they can easily, like, even if it was just that, right? So the point is you're grabbing elements that you can go and get inspired, design aesthetics by somebody else, and that's really important. And you can do white on black and black on white, but whatever it is, you can grab a watercolor thing. So I could come here and I'm just going to copy it, and I could delete this thing and I could say watercolor splash, say splash. I don't know what it's called, something like this, right? And then I can do this. And again, I'm branding it to my colors, my Tiana Smith coaching brand. And all of a sudden I've got these cool new ideas for my feed. I'm not going to use hers. So I'm sharing, you can screenshot people. So type in number 2 in the comments if that helped you. So one, from a branding and design thing, to up level yourself to match the top of the top of the top. Now let's talk about marketing and numbers and what that looks like. For that, I'm going to come over here back to Sabri Stubby's, his page. By the way, everybody should have his book. I do not have an affiliate with him. I should, because I just tell everybody about it. So one thing I want to point out a few things. One is this has 1.3 million followers. Now, a lot of times as a marketer and someone who teaches Facebook marketing, is people say, I'm not getting a bunch of likes and comments. Well, that is because the algorithms, and unless you're doing a huge Facebook advertising thing, only a tiny percentage of people out of your followers are even going to see or then therefore react to your post. Okay, let's take it for example. That's 1.3 million followers. Out of 1.3 million followers, 173 likes. If you were just looking at the likes and compared it to your page, who has 1,000 followers, you're going to be like, what? How is he getting 173 likes? Because he has 1.3 million followers. So any of his advertising, and definitely his Facebook ads, he has grown his following just on Facebook to 1.3 million. Out of that, not even 1% of people are liking, let alone 10 comments. So it really looks good. But when you compare it to 1.3, he's rocking it. This guy knows what he's doing. It's just a percentage game. Now, here's an interesting concept: 908 likes on a personal post. And this is what us online marketers teach all the time. The truth is this: you are typically going to have more likes on a personal post, but you still need to do your business call to action. So this one has not even 300 likes compared to 900. So it's not even a third. People like to see behind the scenes of your life. That is just a fact. It's going to help your algorithm. It's going to help things go. So again, this is analyzation. So if I was looking at this, like, I know this fact now, but if I didn't know, I'd be like, oh, whoa, his personal posts have more likes than his business posts. But you got to let people know what you're doing and always still keep posting about your business. Okay. So he talks about this. One thing I want you to notice between his posts too, if you go Instagram, selfishness only results in getting less. Is that this one? Yep. Same thing. And I promise, I'm going to go reopen his YouTube. Because if we come to his YouTube, I bet it matches a video he did. So there's typically going to be content sharing is what I'm going to share. Let's go to videos. I'm not sure which thing he talked about because sometimes he may not do a video for every post because videos do take more time, right? But typically, I promise if we keep scrolling, and I'm going to keep this open, you're going to find where his image is, and we can see it duplicated on Instagram and on Facebook. And this is why I teach people too, like where people feel overwhelmed, like, do I have to go on all these social media channels? Well, no, you don't, but why not? Because you could focus on one for sales. Like I primarily get most of my sales from Facebook. However, I'm going to still post on Instagram and get things. Obviously, Kat, she mostly gets all her sales from, well, she does Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And then her big following is Instagram. Have maybe one focus for your sales, but still utilize it because all you're doing is copying and pasting and you're having these branded quotes. Why not? Okay. So let's keep scrolling down. So if I was on Sabri's Facebook, so this one has 300. So he's averaging 250 to 300 on likes, right? Let's see if it's different. Now, one thing I want to show you, this one has 574. So I would wonder why. I would look at the time of day. Why does this one have almost double? But I honestly think it's the topic. And I think that he talks about this on video. I'm trying to see if he did talk about this on video. So he's calling things a little different on the video. It could be because advanced people always do the basics. It could be the topic sometimes. Like I don't always know, and you're not going to always know, and that's why you got to post consistently. This one has 739 and 23 comments and 30 shares. So this is definitely showing you that people struggle with time management and doing the basics. Why? Because people are going to click more on something that they need help with. Does that make sense? You got to start to learn to think objectively and analytically on social media. So the reason I like to analyze Sabri's over the other ones is he is really good at talking. First of all, he has the most followers. Second of all, I think he's really successful. He's one of the top digital marketers online in a space that I'm in. And so, but he's going to typically, his packages start at 10,000 also. Those are my one-on-ones. That's my higher one, but his packages start there. So they're going to have a lot higher packages. So what I'm thinking from a business owner's perspective is like, if I can get some of his followers over on my page, and then like if his low ticket item is 10K and my high ticket is 10K, some of his people might want to hire me to help them get to the place where they could hire Sabri and his team higher up. I'm fine with that. I know my market. I know where I want to work. So why does that help me? Well, I can talk about these same things then. This is where we're getting into analyzation. This is where you really want to take note and you want to like really listen in here. If his same people, these people who are also potentially, this is in the same space as me, funnels and marketing. That's what he talks about. His whole book is about it, sales, funnels, and marketing. And I talk a lot about that too in my own way. But if they all need help with doing the basics, habits, okay? Manage your energy, not just your time. I literally already have one. It's called the freebiztracker.com. Any of you guys watching this can go get it. And I based my whole layout. I already was converting 60 to 90% of cold traffic, but following his method, it totally upped it. So, if people, we know that business owners who work for themselves have issues with time management and staying focused on goals in their course. So you can come over here and be like, okay, well, maybe I could simplify my messaging. So this is where I would take something like this and maybe I make it my own. So again, I'm leaving this whole thing up. This is the Kat Conroy approach. It's a little bit more artsy fartsy, cool. He's more in your face. Like, this is who I am. This is all about facial recognition, which it is. That is something you learn even when you are first, when I started the music business at 16, the first thing I started at 11 and I started getting paid gigs at 16 and marketing myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these other things. I'm going to leave my Tiana Smith coaching at the bottom. So if I was going to copy this, well, this means maybe I come down here and I follow a different approach, because sometimes I like to try out, okay, well, what kind of things can I do? So he's kind of really in the face. So let's say I just take something like this. Okay. Now he's done, I don't know, It's being a little slow. Just need a minute. Okay, so let's say I do this. So we're going to take, this would be like something, I'm going to talk about a topic. So I do something like that. I go over here to elements. I'm going to go grab a square. I'm going to go here. Now I might do it lighter because my vibe on Instagram, let's go look at my vibe, is different than his. But what I'm sharing with you is you can still copy the vibe of somebody and then make it your own. So I'm going to go like this so that see how I just faded a black thing like him. He's still a little lighter there. I'm going to do it like that. Now I'm going to take a statement from maybe a video I've done, or maybe something I want to talk about. So I'm going to come over here to text. Now, if I was going to do his style text, it would be like, it's really bold and blocky. So I would maybe scroll through here and see if there's something that kind of matches that, like maybe this guy. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to ungroup it. And then I might say something like, be yourself. I'm not going to make it this big. So we're going to go like this. And there's a few ways you can do it. You can do it here, like this is what he's doing, but he is doing it smaller than that. Let's make it 80 maybe. So I'm always going to like, one thing you can do is kind of come up here and put it over things. So I do this too, where I'm like, be yourself. The rest are taken. And it's not rocket science, but if you do a post and you start to talk about things, so then I'm going to do it like that, where I get the size of it correctly, right? So now I'm going to come down here, put it there, and make it white. I don't know why that doesn't look white. It looks like off-white. Now, if I wanted to make it more of my vibe, of my fonts, my colors, my branding, let's come to my Instagram. Let's go to Instagram.com. Really, this is a co-work with you guys. I'm talking you through what I did on my own when I'm analyzing people. So I do more of a lighter vibe, a softer vibe, a feminine vibe. This kind of color, I like it. So if I want to make, I can still though come up with like the system is he's doing a tinted black tone, lightly black over himself, white text, Sabri Sibi, every single one. Same placement there, same place in the same with his videos. Now this is smart. It's recognition, it's brand recognition, and it's face recognition. And so when if I'm doing this and I want some facial recognition too, but maybe I want it my fonts and my brand. So I like this. This is more my brand. I would also change this to a lighter color because this is more my vibe. So I might change this. Like it's not, we're not saying you need to like totally match somebody, but you can take the thought of it. And let's say you wanted something that was more up here, right? So I'm gonna see, I like what he was doing there, but I like it more like that. And then I might come down here and I'm gonna go get my logo because he's using his logo. So I might do something like that and smaller, right? Now, this is all still even a little light. So what I would play with being me, I might play with the dark. Like obviously you can see it better, but that means like, okay, well then maybe I change it back to the light and then this becomes black, right? So maybe I change that to black and the font to black. And I kind of like that better because I still think it's more my brand. So clearly, like I said, you can play. So I did, so you're taking the concept of Sabri and then you're doing it your branding. So my branding is definitely more this kind of color. And I don't even love the black. I might make this like a little bit like that. So then what do you do then? Well, now you've got a theme. So now I can do some content creation for this week, add value to everyone, whether they buy or not. I mean, there's just these like simple things he's saying. So now I've got if I decided this was going to be my template, now I'm going to come to uploads and my photos and I can do some of these myself, right? So I'm just going to scroll down and talk about that. So let's say that I've got, I'm just gonna, hopefully it's gonna work with us today. This is gonna be nice. I don't know why it's freezing. Let me stop the share and then do the screen share again. Okay, so this thing is being weird. It's flow. Okay, so let's say it's something like this, right? So then I can say, dress up as the best, like, and then you're gonna talk about this. So you might go through and make these fonts. Okay, this is being weird. Sorry. Let's stop the share. I'm gonna refresh the Canvas screen and hope that it works now. Just give me a second. As we all know, sometimes when you screen share and you're streaming live and everything's going on, then sometimes you just need to restart the window. So that's what we're gonna do. So do I have any questions about any of this? Does this make sense what I'm talking about? If you can put a number 2 in the comments, if you're like, okay, I'm gonna go find my top competitors. I can get branding tips. I can get posting tips. And then I'm going to talk about, before I take some questions and answer any questions here, I want you guys to put your questions in the comments, but I want to talk about how do you analyze it for the kinds of content, which what I'm talking about right now is the types of content. So let's come back down here to the theme I was talking about. I'm going to come to the upload and hopefully it works this time. So again, I'm saying you're making a template for yourself. You're looking at someone that you admire, that you like their vibe, that is super clear cut. You're going to make it your own, and then you're going to have a template. So I'm choosing the lighter template. Now what I'm going to do is change the background and then what the text says, right? So let's go find this image is what I was playing with. Let's say I did that. Again, I put this here. And then now maybe the text that time is like, show up and dress up for the position. As they say, dress up for I'm going to say career instead of job, because I work with entrepreneurs. And then I might talk about why did I believe that. But you see, now I have this template where I can pull in, and this is still my vibe. Like, I am the more artsy vibe. I like this vibe. This is my thing. I like girly stuff, but I can still take straightforward marketing like Sabri's and still turn it into my own. So then when I'm posting on social, I can have these things. I can also have, like, I do video tips of the day. It can still be branded, it can be feminine, it can be authentic to me, but I'm pulling in this really cool approach of Sabri. So one is deciding what kind of marketing branding approach you want. Now let's talk about, again, how do you analyze this content? So one thing I want you to see here too is videos are typically on Facebook not doing as high as images, and they typically don't, but they do convert people and educate people about who you really are. Video is essential. So when we go through here, you're going to see more likes on the comments, less on the more likes on a picture, maybe less likes on the video, but the video is how you learn to know about him. Like, I was already a fan from reading his book, but when I watched a few of his YouTube videos, I was like, this guy is so, so, so good. I personally consume video content because I listen to stuff while I walk and run and exercise and also do stuff around the house. Then Instagram, I find really invaluable because everything's laid out in one place. However, personally, I convert my highest amount of people on Facebook. So it's really important that you have it everywhere. Like, even what I'm video doing right now, I email my list about this video. I'm live streaming it on Facebook, and then I'm going to download it and upload it to YouTube so that the content continues to grow over there. So this is the whole part of multimedia marketing. So how do you turn this into something you can use? Well, number one, you need to list out at least 3 competitors. You need to then go through their feeds. And Instagram, like I mentioned, is probably the easiest. See what things people are liking, what things they're responding to. And let's go analyze Amy Porterfield's a little bit to share with you how we would do that. So we can go here. Now, what's interesting is, I don't know if we are able, Instagram changed the thing. Okay, you can scroll through, but it's not letting us know how many comments and likes anymore. I think it does from the phone. Let me just see really quick. Because what you want is the information of how popular, how many posts people are liking. I'm going to see on Instagram if I can see somebody else's analytics. Okay, you can. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, I don't have my, do I have a thing? Yay. Okay. I'm going to share my screen on Zoom so that you can see what I'm talking about from an Instagram perspective. And I would be taking screenshots. I would be having a Google folder if I were you. You're going to want to list out these analytics, and you want to really, you need to, like, literally, you're going to take time to, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. These are the kind of posts that are working. These are the kind of posts that people that are following the people and buying from people that could also buy from me. This is what they like. Essentially, you're getting free, immediate analytics and feedback about what people like. It's amazing. This is an incredible time to run a business. So here's this. So over here, you can see on this post, I went to Amy Porterfield on my phone. It shows us that 1,186 people like this. Do you see that down here? 1,186 people like that. So I want to go see, so this one has 1,762. I want to see if any are really different. 314, so nowhere near as much. This one has 2,687 views. So IGTV is doing way better. That's almost 1,000 more than the posts. 2,154 likes. Now this might be because they put an ad on it. Like, I'm not seeing their ad stuff. So I'm curious why this has more likes than the other one. And again, this could be actual content. So somebody's saying you deserve success. Maybe people prefer to hear you're not perfect, but you're learners. And that it just might resonate more with people. This is where I would go as an analyzer. Like I said, when I did marketing for other people, I'm going to go through and be like, okay, why are their competitors posts? What's this one? So this one's at 4,000. So go all in no matter how scared you are. Playing small only delays your inevitable success. So they could have boosted it as well. And this one has 169 comments. So we're looking at not just likes, but comments. Side note, what you can do from a prospecting perspective is you absolutely can come in here and go and prospect and be like, okay, this person is following Amy Porterfield. Maybe they'd like my stuff. So you could come in here, you could press follow, and you could go message the person and be like, hey, I noticed that, hey, oh, wow, they've got a coach thing. This is fancy. I don't even know how she did this or he did this. I'm not sure. So I'm not touching that. So let's check out Amy's thing. So this one has 23,000 plays. That's huge. So again, she might have boosted it. She might have put an ad on it. I'm not seeing that. I don't have access to her ad account here. I'm guessing she did with 23,000. I know she just launched too. So let's go look at this one. So this one has 683 likes. So part of it could be the older posts have more likes because people are coming to her Instagram, and the older ones are going to get more likes because they grow with time, which is great. But some of them are immediately just going to be more popular. So this is where I would literally go in, take some time, analyze these things. And then again, another thing, like, I like this vibe, by the way. So this would be where I screenshot that. Let me stop the share. And then I'm going to come over to my Canva. And what I would do, like I said, is this market research kind of time. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to like duplicate stuff. So I'm going to come here, and this is where, like, look, these people have bigger teams than me. I'm a solopreneur. Part of who I market to are other people who want to go 6 figures, multi 6 figures as solopreneurs. I have a whole system built in. You don't need to hire out. I do funnels. I help people learn how to do that themselves. So do you guys see this? So I like this vibe. So anytime I see a design that I like, I'm going to screenshot it. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start to replicate it. Now, as a professional designer, I can do that. And I do share my designs with my clients. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a one up here, like the color. I don't know. We're going to do it like there, right? And then I'm going to make that like I'm going to make it my branded colors. Then I'm going to do this. I don't know why. So Instagram lately, I don't know why it's not letting me edit these. We're going to make it a different one. These are my brand colors, right? So I'm going to put this, position it backward. So I'm going to start to replicate this. So then I'm looking here. I'm like, oh, a little calendar thing that's in, I'm going to say calendar. So I'm going to come over here and kind of grab one that I think matches that vibe. It doesn't have to be exact. It can just be similar. So I'm going to come there and I'm going to put that there. I don't like it. I'm going to get a different one. It's a little blocky. Okay. So whatever way you do it, right? Like you could also do this. Like I like that one better. So this would be the date and time, right? You could change it to white. This is where you could change colors to white. It's not going to show up with white though. Maybe you want gray instead, so it's just not so bright. There's a little bar there, right? So that's where I would like, I'm going to make everything like literally, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make it my own. And like an oval frame, I'm going to do frames. We're going to go find an oval frame. And again, sometimes if there's not exact matches, I'll just make it a mostly match. Like I'm not going to be concerned about it. I'm going to grab this one. Actually, we're going to come here. Hey now. Does this make sense? So this is where like you can literally, and then also like that's, I'm going to make the frame white like hers. See how she's got a white frame? So I'm setting it up to like, there's these little dots. So I'm going to come over here again to elements and I'm going to say lines. I know it's like one of these little lines, right? So I'm going to come here. I'm going to flip it around. It'd be nice if it would just flip. And we're going to make it a lot smaller. Hey now. Hey now. Don't be discouraged. I'm literally just, I told you this was going to be like kind of a hands-on thing. Now this is a little weird because I want it to be, I don't want it to be so big. Let's see. Maybe a diamond. See, so I mean, you can make it a little different. You can be like, I'm going to do diamonds. Said she did. Because I'm a diamond. And then you can change the line. I'm going to change it to like 2. See how that works? So then we're going to make it straight. Hopefully one day it'll be straight. And she's doing the color. So what I'm just sharing is like literally what I'll do is like come in here. Ta-da! This is really difficult to make straight for some reason. Like, I'm like, why is that being funky? And I will take this time to do these things because I'm like, oh, I really like that. And then again, I'm going to make that branded, right? So then maybe I take this one and she's got one up top here too, right? So I'm going to take, okay, I'm going to take one here. It's going to come down because that's what she did. And then she did it like, sideways too, right? So then I'm just copying if you can't tell. It's not a criminal activity to copy. It is if you take their content and then like try to pass off their information as yours, but designs is not like, this is a free world and we all are kind of all working together with everybody. And that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go grab another element. That's going to be a rectangle, right? So I'm going to go grab this rectangle. We're going to make it white and smaller. Wherever she put it, she made it really small. So this is where you're grabbing these advertisements and you're able to make it your own. It will look cute, I promise. It does not look cute currently. It's going to look cute. Why is it not letting me change it to another color? I don't know why it's being weird. Maybe it's not an actual thing. Like, let's go see. That's weird. Oh, maybe it's a color. I just wanted a rectangle. Okay, everybody gets the point. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put my picture here. I'm going to write about my information. And this will be a nice template. So if I'm going live, like for example, this week I'm going live every night. So if I'd wanted to email my list or put it on my Instagram, and then you can change it around. You could have the one that's done. You just add these different elements and you can make it your own. You could put it in an iPhone if you wanted. Again, you're using that original image like his like for this one, you make it your own. Maybe you see one of Amy's and you then are like, okay, I'm going to use my brand colors. I'm going to change the elements a little bit. I'm going to talk about what I do. But like you can use people's designs that are working, and you can absolutely up level yourself from a brand perspective, from a popularity perspective. And like I showed you, you can also go through, you can prospect on their feeds. We're not spamming people. You're just connecting with people. Just remember, when you grow your net worth, you grow your net worth. This is unless you've got or the automated way of doing this is advertising, is Facebook ads, is Instagram ads. Now, your ad money is going to go a lot further if you are doing these kinds of like posts that are value based, beautiful to look at. The truth is, you get 3 seconds for somebody to see your wall and to see if they're interested. So the first thing they see is just your branding, it's your design. That's why this is important. Then, though, is the content. Then you've got a little bit of a bait. Are they going to stay on the line, though? And that's where your content has to be awesome and value needs to be awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this. Are there any questions? Let me know if there's any questions. I would love to know if you have any questions. I'm going to come to the wall. Now, if you have questions past this time and it's not live anymore, I would love to answer those questions. You know, in my group, in my 6-figure club, like we're going to be doing a thing this week where I'm like, okay, find your top 3 competitors. I want you to go and copy posts from each of them in your brand, make it look like your brand, use your content. You're just using it as a basis, right? So that you can up level yourself. So you can analyze all this money that they have poured into these competitors, into their advertising. You can see how their audience is relating to these posts. And then you can then take that information and up level your own. It's incredible that you can do this for free. You do just need to know how to think about it, how to look at it. This is why I'm a professional marketer. It's why I get a lot of referrals, why people have called me. It's been almost a decade of just in the marketing business. And before that, for 14 years, I was doing marketing in the music business and music. And I got my own placements because I would analyze things. I've learned to look for the contact, look for the goal, look behind the scenes. You want to just turn your eyes on, turn your mind on, and think outside the box a little. So I am Tiana with TianaSmithCoaching.com. As always, if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. I will answer every question if I can get to each person. I would love to help you. And if you're interested in working with me, I've got different programs. I've got some courses starting at $97, $297, and I have a 6-figure club and one-on-one work. So wherever you're at, I promise you, I have some templates, some systems that will help you up level your branding and your marketing and your monetizing. It's great for it to look great, but if you're not making money with your online marketing and with your business, then we got to adjust something. So let's get you making some money. Let's get you attracting your dream clients. Let's get you getting paid to give the value that you're giving to the world. I'm Tiana with TianaSmithCoaching.com. I look forward to seeing you every day this week at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I've got some pop-up trainings. If you want to get on my list, just again, message me. I'll give you a freebie. You can go to freebiztracker.com, get on my list, get in the know about my free trainings. I do free analyzations of Facebook profiles, of Instagrams, of your website even, and you can be the first on the know with that if you get on my list. Talk to you later.